Imagine a skyscraper that stands at 1,976 feet tall but has never been occupied by tenants. This skyscraper, known as the Goldin Finance 117 or the 117 Tower, and it's located in Tianjin, one of the busiest cities in China. But how is it that a tower so tall in the heart of such a busy city doesn't have tenants? Why is it abandoned? What exactly is the problem here? Keep watching this video as we uncover the mystery of what is now known as the ghost scraper. Before a single brick was laid, there was an audacious vision to bring a skyscraper in Tianjin that would rival the tallest buildings on Earth. And this wasn't just about building a structure, it was about making a statement. Tianjin was already on the rise as a major city in China, but the Goldin Finance 117 Tower was going to elevate its reputation to new heights quite literally. Standing at 1,976 feet tall, the tower would not only be a stunning visual centerpiece, but also a testament to China's rapid economic growth. It was a bold declaration that Tianjin, and China as a whole, was ready to dominate the global skyline. But this wasn't going to be your average skyscraper. The Goldin Finance 117 Tower was designed to be a city within a building, combining luxury and practicality into one dazzling package. Imagine office spaces to attract major businesses, high apartments for those wanting to live above the clouds, a luxury hotel for visitors, and even retail areas to make shopping convenient. Essentially, the tower was going to have it all. It was meant to redefine urban living and become a focal point for Tianjin's booming economy. Its sleek, futuristic design was unlike anything else in Tianjin at the time. With a diamond-shaped top and floor-to-ceiling glass, it was the type of building that would make you stop and stare. It was ambitious, daring, and inspiring. But as grand as the vision was, it came with risks. Creating something of this scale required meticulous planning and engineering expertise. So it wasn't just about building high, it was about building smart. And while the vision was clear, the journey to make it a reality would prove to be far more complicated than anyone could have imagined. Once the vision was set, the journey to bring the Goldin Finance 117 Tower to life began. But let's be real, building a structure this massive is never as simple as putting one brick on top of another. It takes years of planning, engineering, and a whole lot of determination. And even then, things don't always go as planned. Construction officially kicked off in 2008 with the China State Construction Engineering Corporation leading the charge. And trust me that when I say these guys were not amateurs. They had a proven track record of handling mega projects all across China. Still, the Goldin Finance 117 Tower was an entirely different beast. At almost 2,000 feet tall, this skyscraper wasn't just aiming to scrape the sky, it was literally reaching for it. The engineering challenges were immense, and the pressure to deliver was just as high. One of the first big challenges was the sheer size of the tower. When you're dealing with a structure this tall, you can't just build on any piece of land and hope for the best. Tianjin, like much of China, is prone to earthquakes, so the foundation had to be rock solid. Engineers dug hundreds of feet deep into the ground to create a foundation capable of supporting the tower. Every detail, from the materials used to the construction techniques, had to be carefully calculated to ensure the building's safety. But safety wasn't the only concern. Speed was also a major factor. In a city that was rapidly growing, delays would be costly. The team was under constant pressure to move quickly without cutting corners. It was a delicate balancing act, and for the first few years, things seemed to be going very smoothly. However, as we'll soon discover, every great project has its obstacles, and Goldin Finance 117 Tower was no different. In fact, it faced so many setbacks that it almost became a cautionary tale of ambition gone wrong. The first major obstacle came up in 2012, just a few years after construction started. The Chinese government, worried about an oversaturated real estate market, decided to halt several large-scale projects across the country. Unfortunately, the Goldin Finance 117 Tower was one of them. And this caused construction to slow down to a crawl, and progress became painfully slow. Without the proper approvals, the building couldn't move forward. Failure wasn't an option, but it was beginning to feel inevitable. But that wasn't the only problem. By this point, the tower had already become a symbol of extravagance in an economy that was starting to show cracks. Critics began to question whether projects like this were even necessary. Was the Goldin Finance 117 Tower a bold investment in the future, or just an over-the-top vanity project? The public was divided, and so were investors. To make matters worse, the project was bleeding money. Funding dried up as financial backers started pulling out, leaving the builders scrambling to keep things moving. It didn't help that the tower's massive size made it an expensive endeavor from the start. The taller the building, the higher the costs, and this one was aiming to be among the tallest in the world. By 2014, things were looking bleak. The main structure of the building was complete, but the exterior was still unfinished. The glass facade that was supposed to give the tower its sleek modern look was nowhere to be seen. Instead, the building stood like a giant skeleton on the Tianjin skyline, a constant reminder of unfulfilled promises. But despite the setbacks, the builders didn't give up. They kept pushing forward, even when it felt like the odds were stacked against them. But the road ahead was still uncertain, and the dream of completing the Goldin Finance 117 tower seemed to drift further away. It was a project filled with potential, but also plagued by problems that couldn't be ignored. The situation became even more complicated when the company behind the tower, Goldin Financial Holdings, faced its own financial troubles. The company struggled with its debts and faced bankruptcy, adding more pressure to an already fragile project. And as the tower's funding dried up, work on the building stopped completely, and the dream of completing the Goldin Finance 117 tower was on the brink of collapse. So, with all the odds stacked against it, the Goldin Finance 117 tower was never completed. Its foundation and steel skeleton stand as a testament to the grand ambition that never fully realized its potential. Till today, the building remains abandoned. Its glass exterior is incomplete and all its spaces are empty. For Tianjin, the tower has become both a landmark and a cautionary tale. Its presence has sparked discussions about sustainable growth and responsible urban planning. But it's not just the tower itself that failed, as local businesses and residents near the tower have also faced challenges. The surrounding area was meant to thrive as a financial hub, yet without the tower's completion, that vision never materialized. Many nearby properties remain underutilized, and local developers have had to reassess their strategies. In fact, it's become a towering ghost scraper, a structure that was meant to reshape the skyline, but now is a dead dream. But who says one dead dream can't come alive by fulfilling an entirely different purpose? Yes, the tower may not have been finished, but its legacy is still very much alive. In some ways, the unfinished Goldin Finance 117 tower has become an icon in its own right. Visitors to Tianjin often stop to marvel at the giant structure, wondering about the heights it could have reached and the fortunes it could have brought. But that's not all, as it's also become a magnet for urban explorers, social media influencers, and tourists seeking adventure and awe-inspiring photo opportunities. If you've ever scrolled through YouTube or Instagram, chances are you've stumbled across these jaw-dropping videos of daredevils scaling its dizzying heights or snapping selfies with Tianjin's skyline in the background. Back in 2015, the tower gained international fame when a group of Russian and Chinese urban explorers climbed to its peak. Not only did they conquer the building itself, but also made it onto the crane perched at the very top. Imagine the nerve it takes to stand on a crane nearly 600 meters above ground with nothing but the wind and your own balance keeping you alive. The footage they captured quickly spread online, showcasing breathtaking views and nerve-wracking stunts that left us all holding our breaths. But things didn't stop there. A Russian couple, Ivan Birkus and Angela Nicolau, took it to another level. The duo, famous for their daredevil climbs around the world, scaled the under-construction tower and shared their death-defying experience with the world. Angela, known for her fearless Instagram posts, even managed to strike a casual pose at the top, making it look like just another day in the life of an urban explorer. Their videos racked up over 922,000 views as of April 2023, earning them global media coverage and cementing the Goldin Finance Tower's place as a must-visit location for thrill-seekers. But what draws people to this unfinished skyscraper isn't just the adrenaline rush or the desire to go viral, though those are certainly big parts of it. The tower's sheer size and eerie emptiness create an atmosphere that's both haunting and awe-inspiring. Standing beneath it, you can't help but feel the weight of its unfinished potential. For photographers, it's a dream come true. The juxtaposition of the sleek modern design against its abandoned state makes for stunning visuals. And when the light hits just right, the entire structure seems to glow. Social media has only amplified the tower's fame. Influencers and content creators from all over the world have flocked to the site, eager to capture their own slice of internet stardom. Whether it's a dramatic drone shot, a TikTok dance video with a tower in the background, or a daring climb up to its skeletal framework, the Goldin Finance Tower has become a stage for creativity and courage. Even ordinary visitors are drawn to its magnetic allure. While most don't dare to climb it, many come just to stand in its shadow, snap photos, and marvel at the architectural giant that could have been. Tourists often share stories about how surreal it feels to be up close to a structure that represents both human ambition and the harsh realities of economic downturns. It's almost like standing in a museum of modern history, where the exhibits are made of steel and concrete. Of course, the popularity of the Goldin Finance 117 tower hasn't been without controversy. Safety concerns loom large, especially for those who choose to climb it without proper precautions. Local authorities have occasionally cracked down on trespassing, but the thrill seekers keep coming, undeterred by the risks. In the end, what makes the Goldin Finance Tower so captivating isn't just its height or unfinished state. It's the stories it inspires. From viral videos to unforgettable memories, this abandoned skyscraper has carved out a new identity as a symbol of adventure and creativity. Now, who would have thought that a failed mega project would one day become a global phenomenon? Well, that's exactly what's happened, all thanks to the power of social media and a little human curiosity. That being said, what part of the Goldin Finance Tower story intrigues you the most? Its unbelievable height, the bravery and ambition behind the project, or its ability to become a major tourist attraction even after the project itself failed? Head to the comments and let us know your thoughts. We're committed to releasing 2 videos a week. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more visionary builds.